What's wrong? Are you okay?
No, I'm not. You're typing weird things.
How so?
Why seething jealousy?
Why are you seething with jealousy?
I'm not.
Wow, why would you bring it up then?
Because you typed it.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
You have no proof.
It's right there.
Says who?
If you
No one can see it. It does not exist.
Now, I bet I can go look at your edit history, though.
Edit history? Wow, that's a lot to do for a podcast. Everyone on the podcast is just going to know that you lying. That's fine.
We care about backing up our points on this podcast so much.
The truth is out there, okay?
It's for you to find.
No. That's not the right one. What is it? Adventure is out there? That's the one.
Adventure is out there.
No, you gotta say it with the right cadence.
I'm trying. I don't know.
Go ahead.
Adventure is out there.
Wow, thanks for doing that, Wikipedia. What the fuck kind of no enthusiasm, nothing?
Okay, today at work, this guy that I work with said that I sounded like the Mexican Siri. The way I was taking orders, because I was taking orders in Spanish.
Hola.
And he said I sounded like Siri but in a good way. And I was like, what does that mean?
Siri, but in a good way? Oh.
Like, I'm easy to understand, I guess? I don't know.
Hola. Me llamo Siri.
Hola. Can you say Spanish in a southern
Can you
accent?
say Spanish in a southern accent?
Can you speak Spanish in a southern accent?
What?
Like, hola, me llamo Ripley.
I'm
Well,
pretty sure she could open the door if she wants to.
the cat is yelling at us through the door, so this is a great time to say hello and welcome to Mindless Prattle, your favorite Siri.
Yes.
That's Jordan, and I'm Ripley, and hello.
Wow, we're really getting somewhere today.
It was a long day, okay?
Yeah. I
Some
see
of
that.
us worked today.
Oh, I'm sorry. All I did was clean and cook and make sure everything here was nice.
I know, it's very nice
My
in here.
bad.
Especially the bedroom. Did you get something to fix the bed sheets?
Did I get something to fix the bed sheets?
Mhm.
Did you break them?
No, so our new mattress, the bed sheet keeps coming off of it. You complain about it a lot.
It just happens. I don't,
But I was looking at it online, and a lot of people on Reddit had the same issue. They were annoyed by it. And people were just like, you could buy a sheet spreader. And it,
yeah, it's like a leg spreader, huh?
No, it spreads the sheet for you so that it doesn't come off your bed at night.
Yeah, and the leg spreader spreads them in the sheets so that you can come into bed at night.
We've never used a leg spreader.
Maybe that's the issue we're having.
Couples therapy. Just get a leg spreader and you'll be good to go.
Maybe two? You have two legs.
What are you going to do? Pull them apart like a Barbie doll?
What about stilts?
I've never been on stilts. Every time I tried, I fell.
Well, you're not very good on stilts then,
I'm
are
not
you?
coordinated, no.
How can you say you've never been on stilts and every time you've been on stilts you fall?
No, I said I've been on stilts. Like, when I've been on stilts, like, I try to stand on it. Like, I
Yeah,
can't.
you said, I've never been on stilts. Whenever I've been on them, I fall.
Well, I don't count it because I can't move. I've, like, stood on them.
I've just been high up. I haven't been on stilts.
Unless you count high heels. I've
No.
worn high heels a lot.
No, I don't think that counts as stilts.
Some of the ones I do are pretty tall.
Not as tall as like a 6-foot stilt. Like,
I guess that's true. But you know what? There's a reason I'm as short as I am. I'm not made to see things from that above. Like, that's not where I should be.
No.
You stress me out when you type while we're talking. I
Why?
can only focus on one thing at a time.
Well, don't look over it. Look
but
at that.
your keyboard is so.
My keyboard is so much quieter than yours. Don't even lie.
But mine is so creamy.
Why would you cream on your keyboard?
No, that's what they call it on TikTok. It's like a creamy keyboard sound.
It's not. It's annoying.
It's not annoying. I like it.
That's because you're the one typing
it's
on
much
it.
better than the last one.
Yes, it is, but it's still annoying. Like, just because it's not clicky and this one's creamy, like, ooh, the sound is smoother and annoying. Like, the annoyance gets there faster because it's lubricated. Like, I don't.
I like the way it sounds. I think it's very relaxing.
Yes, so creamy.
Okay, the audience cannot see this, but you've got skins on your like Xbox and the controller.
Okay.
I really want
Human?
one. No, not human. Just a
Well, then I
sticker.
guess it's not impressive.
I really want one. You should get me one and put it on for me.
When's your birthday?
I asked for it for my birthday and nobody got it for me.
You asked for like 100. Okay, here's the I hate. Okay, here look. Listen here, Missy. This is what happens with Ripley. All right, every birthday or holiday comes around, and people ask her what kind of things she wants, what she's been looking at, if she's got like a wish list somewhere online because it's 2024 and we don't like thinking about things that might be good for people. We just like clicking on the links they send us. And every time she sends out a list to 8 people with 9 things on it, and then she gets all 9 of those things, and then a week later she goes, oh, I really want this, no one got it for me. Yes, because we didn't know about it. All right, this time she did much better. She sent out a list to several different people that had like 20 something things on it. You got like half of those things, and now you're complaining you didn't get the other half. You be quiet.
I
you
know.
be quiet.
I am so spoiled. But
I got
my
the wrong
Xbox
half.
just looks lame, and yours looks so much better.
Don't look at it. That's why it's back there. But nothing. You can't look at it, and you have a grip over your controller, so you can't use that anyway.
But I could have one on the box part.
The box part?
Something
the box
green.
controller?
Like, I want something that matches this.
Thank you for describing that to our audience. She
want-
wants this.
I
You
have
guys, just get this.
My keyboard mat is green, and it's got like a bunch of frogs and like bookcases and stuff on it. It's real cute. Lots of plants.
Did you say bookcases?
Yeah, I thought there was some in the background, but I think that was the kitten one I was looking at.
Those are definitely frogs and plants.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's
there's
like
a
a
single
greenhouse.
book on there.
With frogs and plants, and each of the frogs has like a different expression, or they're doing different things. It's real cute and real relaxing to look at, right? Scientifically, it's proven looking at the color green makes you happier. But so I want the Xbox to match that.
Yes. I'll get you some paint.
Wouldn't that ruin the Xbox?
Why?
Because it's paint, and there's like holes and stuff in it.
Don't paint the inside.
No, like on the outside.
There's holes on the
like
outside?
USB parts and like...
Yeah, don't put paint in that.
There's like the little hole thing at the top.
Yeah, don't put paint in there.
Okay, but it won't match.
Your holes won't match because they're not painted?
No, the holes will not match unless they're painted.
Well, don't paint the holes.
I
My holes don't match. They're not colorful.
But yours is a black background. It's like the
and
colors.
yours will be green. Yeah, you just paint it green.
I don't want to paint it green.
Well, you just said green was relaxing.
But I want it to be like a sticker, so if like you want to change it later, we can.
I can get you some paint thinner too, and you just
That'll ruin it.
the paint, yeah, so you can repaint it.
No, it'll ruin the Xbox.
No, just don't get it in the holes.
You're not getting any holes.
That's fine. I don't have a spreader.
God. Don't you have any stories? Oh my god, okay. So, not really much of a story, but I posted on LinkedIn that I was looking for work, right? It's like this thing you can do where it's like, I'm open to connections or whatever. And like you can pick a field. Did you know how many AI bots there are on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
A ridiculous amount. And it's like, I used to get the people trying to romance me. And I'm like, this is a job site. Like, you guys like request to connect. And I'm like, okay, they're for my company. Cool. I'll say yes. And then you get that message like 2 a.m. like, wow.
Hey, times are tough out there, all right? You got to use every avenue of approach.
You know what? If they're going to pay me, maybe. Like,
What, the guys?
Yeah, like...
You know what? If I was a prostitute, maybe.
My husband and I could use a sugar daddy.
I don't think anyone messaging you on LinkedIn is looking for that.
You never know. Maybe they're freelancing.
You should tell them to try Fiverr.
Oh my god, do you think think there's someone out there who's like offering sugar baby services
I'm
on
sure.
Fiverr?
I'm sure there's some like keywords that you can like search up that really mean like there's somebody just posting as a sugar
Well, girls
person.
100% are doing that on Tinder, I guarantee. They're probably
Oh
like,
yeah,
they probably
no.
say things like, I want like a distinguished gentleman who likes to spoil his girlfriend.
Yeah. I'm
Stuff like
talking
that.
about like LinkedIn though.
Yeah.
You gotta search for postings about.
Let's see. Is there a professional girlfriend posting?
Professional girlfriend. It's probably like what would it be like? I'm looking for my extra soulmate.
Extra soulmate.
Yeah, you gotta have a little extra on the side.
So if you look up professional girlfriend, you find customer care coordinator, moderator, American Girl direct service associate. They said, we empower women on this website, okay?
Yes.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I had nothing to do that.
Okay, but like, we watched Rent a Girlfriend. I would totally do something like that. All you gotta do is act like you like someone. You don't even have to kiss them or nothing. You just hold their hand. And that's it. You can hold their hand.
Well, I don't think I could.
You'd make a great professional girlfriend.
I think so too, but I would definitely need the leg spreader.
I have wigs.
So I could beat off people that would like, go away.
Like, don't touch me. But it seems like a
Guess
fun
again.
concept, It's like they can't actually like touch you, or they get kicked off the website, and they just have to pay you to spend time with them and pretend to be interested in whatever they're saying. I do that at work all day for like less money.
I thought you were about to say that's what you do here. I'd be like, all right, well, that's
no, I
cool.
don't care about what you have to say, actually.
That makes one of us. What?
Rude.
Did you hear how she took it as an insult and then realized I insulted myself and then was not as upset? You're okay. I believe in you.
I don't see how you insulted yourself.
Because you said you care what I have to say, and I said that makes one of us. You would be the one. I'd be the one who doesn't
care about what I have to say.
No, but I had.
Oh.
Hold on. This is the part where we gotta explain things. Okay, so
Shut up, I get what you're saying now.
you're an English major, right?
That's reading, not hearing.
You suck at comprehending things.
And like
Either way.
My ear
Written or
is
ears.
popping. I'm great at comprehending things I read.
Your professors say otherwise.
Oh my god, shut the fuck up.
Pretty sure people who comprehended got perfect scores, not 48s out of 50.
He keeps making fun of me because I was like, oh my god, my professor took off points for this and this. And he's like, well, what'd you get? And I'm like, a 48 out of 50.
Oh, goody. That was worth you explaining it to me for 20 minutes, you've been wronged personally. I'll never take a class from this guy again. What do you have in the class? 96? Oh, well, fucking yeah.
I have a 97. Actually.
Better boycott. Oh, even worse. Better boycott that guy. Obviously, he's an idiot.
And then I told him, I was like, actually, he's really nice, but damn.
All his messages are just like, here's some positive feedback and a little bit of criticism and my way of thinking. And she's like, this dumb hoe. 48? Does he know how I wrote this?
The only complaint I had is like there isn't any like critical feedback. Like there's a few things where I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But then some of it, I'm just like, your opinion is wrong.
Yeah.
Don't be breaking shit over there, little miss thing.
That's your cat.
You only say she's mine when she's being annoying.
Okay, she's mine during the day. When you get home, she's yours. Guess what she was doing today? Sleeping. That's right. All right.
And you know what our problem's going to be at 4 a.m?
I trained her well. And then I kept waking her up all day and throwing her at random things. Like, I wasn't gentle about it. I was annoying about it. So, like, I would pick her up, like, real gentle when she's sleeping. And then I would
you got to
walk.
explain why before you talk about torturing
It's pretty obvious. If you've ever owned a cat or know about them, they're
worse than toddlers.
She wakes us up every morning, like, throughout the morning with just running all over the place, running into things, tearing things up, trying to open drawers, stealing things,
jumping on our stomachs and then running away.
Yeah, she just does that. So I was getting annoyed with it last night because she just wouldn't stop. Like it was hours of it, and I was like, okay, fine.
We were like, it's your turn.
So today, After Ripley left for work, she fell asleep because that's what she does with me. She's very relaxed. And every time she fell asleep, I would wait like 15, 20 minutes, and then I would very gently pick her up, wait till she was like fully awake, and I was like petting her a little bit. She was purring, and then I would throw her towards like the bed or the couch or just somewhere that she would freak out and like land on her feet and then have to walk somewhere to go sleep. I'm like, yeah, get woken up, motherfucker. That's what it feels like. And so the one of the last times I did it, she was sleeping real peaceful. And I picked her up. She didn't even meow, nothing. She was just like half awake, like staring at me. And I was like, okay, this time you can stay asleep a little bit. And and so I grabbed her and I just put her on the cat tree and she didn't even stand up. She just fell down again back the other way and fell asleep again. I was like, good, stay up there now.
I did the same thing when I got home because you were telling me about that. I started sleeping on the bed, and then I just put her on the very top of the cat tree, and she just stood there.
Yeah, she'll just stand there and watch and be like, what the hell how did I get up here? And I'm like, I don't know, I don't care.
She's like, I don't understand what is happening around here.
Mhm.
What do you think she would sound like if she had like a voice? Like besides like meow.
Food, I need food. It's like that.
Feed me.
It's only about food and then screams and running.
Be like, why
I
are
set
you
off
in
the
the
dog with
water?
that. I don't know if you heard that. I started yelling that voice and the dog started going barking. Not our dog.
We don't have a dog.
Kill that thing if it was barking this much.
Oh my god, no.
What? Somebody obviously didn't train it right.
They're probably just bored and they need to take their dog on a walk.
If they were bored, they'd take the dog on the walk.
No, I mean like the dog is probably bored.
You can't switch between who you're talking about mid-sentence.
Okay, well the dog is probably bored and the owner should be taking the dog on a walk.
Well, should doesn't pay the bills, does it?
No, and that's why the dog is barking most likely. Or they're not been socialized properly.
You know how you were complaining that the dumpsters here have like a bunch of bees?
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know why you'd complain. That's a great place for them to be. It's a pun. Anyway, they...
No.
They
B, I get it. Okay.
That's the second letter of the alphabet. I went to the gym the other day and just our little like apartment complex gym. It was nothing super fancy, but I was running on the treadmill for a little bit because I just haven't ran in a long time, and boy, it killed me. Anyway,
Yeah.
I was as I was running, it overlooks the pool, and a lot of people will go to this pool as opposed to our last apartment complex where like hardly anyone went.
I know. I was like, we should go swimming soon.
You should. But so I watched as this husband and wife came into the pool area. They both sat down. The wife started, getting ready to go in the water. The husband took off his shirt, was starting to get like sunscreen and some other stuff, right? And all of a sudden, the woman just kind of freaks out a little bit, like a little mini spasm, like someone who walked through a cobweb and just went, and then like stopped. And I was like, that was interesting. I wonder what just flew into her face or something. So, I'm still running. I'm on the treadmill. I'm in place. That's how running works on the treadmill. And then all of a sudden I see the husband and it looks like he's about to punch her. He like pulls back with his right hand with the fist. And I was like, what is happening right now? Like it looked like he was about to punch, like staring right at her.
You're like, am I about to have to beat a grown man up in public? Like,
no, he was fat. I just pushed him. But
oh my gosh.
But I was like running on the treadmill still. I'm watching this. I'm like, is he about to hit her? And it was like a long wind up. I'm like, man, she should move. Like she can see it coming. She should move. She was on her phone. He was winding back and just staring at her. And I'm sitting there going, this is the first time I've gone to the treadmill in a long time, but I'll go every day if this is the show. I don't know what's going on. This is crazy. And then I think he realized what he was doing was not the best course of action. Because then he, without breaking like his eye contact with like the side of her, because she's still on her phone, he reaches down slowly, unclenches the fist, and grabs the shirt that he had just taken off, and then raises it above his head, and then just wham, like towel whips the shit out of her leg, like as she's still on her phone. And she freaks out and puts the phone down and starts looking at him. And he starts like trying to explain something to her because clearly he couldn't have talked to her 10 seconds prior to
Yeah.
swinging on her.
Like, hey, there's a spider on you. Or,
No,
hey, there's a
no,
bee.
it
Like,
was the bee because I saw it fly. I was like, oh, look, a little bee. It started, he missed. It
why was he
flew.
freaking out about a bee so
I don't
much?
know. It flew off, and I just sat there and went, well, that was entertaining. That was good. Kept running,
I mean, maybe he's
looked down at
deathly
my phone,
allergic.
changed the song a couple times, looked back up. Now they're both standing.
Yeah.
Not going towards the pool, not putting on sunscreen, not getting a little fun sun hat. No. They're both standing there. She's on her phone, still texting something, and then she finally puts the phone down, and she realizes that the husband is in full about to swing again mode. Like he's lined up, about to like hit her again, and I thought, okay, the first time you could get away with the B, but the second time you're just kind of hitting her because she's on her phone. I respect it, but it's maybe a different way about it. You could do it.
This podcast does not condone violence.
And so unless it solves your problems. And then and then she like it starts looking around at whatever he's trying to follow with his eyes and sees the bee. So she freaks out, starts swatting like crazy, and then just sits back down because bees don't like stationary things. I don't know. And so he just starts swinging wildly. He looks like he's trying to wave down like a car at NASCAR with a white t-shirt. He's just like whipping it around.
That's just wild to me because my first reaction for the bee is to freeze. I'm always like, whoa.
It's crazy. I don't know why he was swinging at this bee first because he kept missing it because I don't know how, but he missed it so many times that I was like, I need to slow down. I'm gonna fall off the treadmill. I had to slow down because I had to lean over a little bit
Like, I'm
to
trying to
see.
get closer.
I had to lean to the right a little bit to see where they were at, and I was still running, so I had to slow down so I wouldn't be running sideways. Anyway, so at this point, they both sat back down. He's swinging wildly at it. She's like bracing because she's getting hit with this shirt. And then in between swings, she'll like uncover and then just start like like swatting at the air near her to like, I don't know, cleanse it or something.
Oh, is there a demon in this pool?
They're still sitting in the chairs. They're
They're
not
trying
even
to
in the pool.
exorcise
It's
the pool.
crazy. So finally, that's your home is yours. So finally, this guy, he's still swinging at it. He's swinging for like a good couple of minutes.
What the fuck?
And I don't know if they're allergic to this bee or what. He was dedicated, not like coordinated, but he was dedicated to hitting this bee
He's
with
like,
a
yeah,
shirt.
the bee.
And if he didn't hit her very much after that,
Very much.
he hit her a couple times, and then after that, the bee left her alone and was like interested in him
You're
because
like, why are you hitting
he's
me?
attacking the bee, right? So first of all, don't swat at bees. Just walk calmly by them. They will fly away. Bees don't sting things that don't attack them because then they'll die.
I always just stop moving
It's
for a minute
crazy.
because bees usually like to smell me for a minute for whatever reason. But
It's,
I'll just
it's
freeze
like
while they
flowers and
land on
perfume,
me,
yeah.
and then I wait for them to go away.
Yeah, it's flowers and perfume, but once they find there's no nectar and no pollen, they'll just leave.
You say you're not sweet?
But this guy, he's just swinging at it for a good couple of minutes, long enough that I had to slow down to see like if he'd fall over because he'd stood back up and was still swinging, and he was a bigger guy. He didn't look like he had much balance.
That's why they're trying to swim.
And so finally, I think she just got kind of annoyed with it because he's not even trying to protect her at this point. She's just watching him.
He's just a man on a mission.
Right. She was just
Versus
watching
me.
him, like texting, and then she would look over at the pool, longing for a better life. And then she would, she finally put her phone down. I don't understand why. She put her phone down, stood up, like took the shirt from him and put it on the chair, and then picked the phone back up. And then they walked over to the pool, and I was like, "Oh, that was a good saga. That was, well-rounded.
No, it's not over.
Time to get in the pool." Then they turn around and they start taking selfies in front of the pool, like together. And I was like, "Yeah."
She said, "I'm done reading my romance novel. It's time to take a selfie and pretend like we like each other."
I don't know if he was just trying to get a sweat on to be like, "Oh, look at us, we're out in the sun." They just got there.
Out.
But so they took like 3 or 4 pictures, went back over, put the phone down, and then started heading towards the pool. but not before the man picked up his shirt again and then just started swinging it at the bee, who was just hanging out on like her purse. Just let it. It's a bee.
Let it be.
Just let it be there. All right,
Let it
it's
be.
fine. It was just hanging out, trying to live its life, and
We need the bees, guys.
we do. He still didn't hit it. It was still just hanging about there. And finally, she had given up on her patience. And when they put the phone down and he saw the bee again and he swatted it a few more times, she took the shirt again, put it down, and like led him away by his hand. And they got in the pool finally and just relaxed in the pool. But boy, was I stressed for that bee. And then I started running again. That was all fine. But
You're like, oh yeah, I'm working out right now.
it was just so funny to watch. He had no coordination. He was stumbling about while like swinging a shirt. And I'm like, good thing that there's no mask to that shirt. You'd be flying all over the place.
Yeah, I hope the bee got away.
It did. I saw it. It was just sitting there. It wasn't very far from me.
I mean, I guess I kind of get it because bees, like, my mom's allergic to bees.
Yeah, that was what I thought too. Is maybe she was allergic and he's trying to keep away from her by making him the target. I don't know.
He said, "I will defend you, milady."
Yeah, but that's the story of the gym pool bees.
Gym pool bees. What a great name.
Mm-hmm.
Like Orbeez?
I'll end this episode right now.
Oh, you know what I was saying? So we got a printer.
Oh, good.
And it was like, I like to color or whatever.
I like to color.
We can print coloring pages. And we can print like word puzzles and like crosswords and things like that. If you ever want to do crosswords together. Like do like a verses.
A verses with crosswords.
Yeah, like see who takes the longest or shortest time to do a crossword puzzle.
Okay, we could do that. You start working on printing those out. I'll get your walker from the store.
I just thought it would be fun.
Okay, Grandma.
I used to do that with my grandfather, thank you.
See?
And I think it's like we could do it together. It'd be nice.
Also, printing out coloring book pages would be interesting. A, because you have so many that you have not finished. So do those first.
Mm-hmm. I just mean like if you want to do you can make a cute date night. Like we make pumpkin chocolate chip cookies and then we print out like witchy.
What did that have to do with the printer?
I'm getting there. And then we print out like witchy or Halloweeny like photos, and we can color and watch like a scary movie or something, like make it like a cheap little date night.
Yeah.
Without having to spend way too much money. Bitches love fall. LOL.
Why are you what are you doing right now? Focus.
I do love fall. Ooh, I wonder if we could go to a pumpkin patch. You think they exist here?
No. All the pumpkins freeze to death this time of year.
Maybe we'll get some trick-or-treaters too.
Say that again, but slowly.
Maybe we'll get some trick-or-treaters.
You definitely said sugar.
I said trick-or-treaters.
You said sugar treaters.
I said we'll definitely get some trick-or-treaters.
No.
Because there's more kids around here.
No, that's not what you said, though.
It is what I said.
You said sugar.
Play back the tape.
You can when you edit this. You can listen to the word sugar.
Why do I have to edit this?
Huh? Because you're strong, independent bee woman.
You like bees?
You know, scientists discovered how bees fly.
How?
And it wasn't that long ago, shockingly. If you watch the Bee Movie, it's the one about how a bee tries to fuck a woman. Anyway,
Mr. B is gonna steal your girl.
did you see that? Who's the actor? It's Jerry Seinfeld, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Did you see that he actually posted a little interview clip about his intention was not to make the romance between the bee and the woman, but between their love of flowers and nature? And I was like, that is not at all how that came across to anyone who watched that movie.
Yeah.
But okay. There's
the
literally
woman and
a
the bee
date.
had mad sexual tension.
There's literally a date scene with chemistry and stuff. You're like, that's great. Anyway,
yeah.
At the very
and then
opening,
her boyfriend is like, "You're leaving me for a bee," basically.
Yes, it was very. She shouldn't have left Kronk, but My point at the beginning of this was there's
There
like
is a point.
one of the first lines in the movie was it says according to all known laws of physics and or science, one of the two, bees should not be able to fly based on how small their wings are and how big compared to how big their bodies are, right?
Mhm.
Which makes sense if you looked at it as a wing moving up and down. It wasn't until after that movie came out that they looked at it and found that bees move their wings in a figure eight pattern instead of an up and down motion or forward and back motion that produces more lift and lets them fly.
That
I think
sounds.
that's so weird that the movie came out before someone was like, "How do these little bastards fly?"
They're
You
like,
know, like,
suddenly we give a fuck about bees.
like how did it come to pass?
How do dragonflies
But also
fly?
the dragonflies, they alternate.
We should have things that fly based off of them. Not like a helicopter or a plane, but like a
Are you
new
talking
thing.
about like the things in Dune that go and they fly like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so people did the math on that. The wings would have to be like almost the length of a football field in order to lift that like cockpit that was in Dune
Why?
because it doesn't create that much lift when you go up and down like that.
Well, what if you had multiple wings?
Yeah, they had four of them going up and down. But
What
they'd
if they
have to
could go
be
really
one-
fast?
Yeah. Are you sure you're not a scientist, ma'am?
I'm not a scientist at all.
No, it would have, in order to generate enough lift to get that little helicopter looking thing off the ground, they'd have to be like almost the length of a football field.
What if physics is beyond our understanding?
It's not. It's one of the physical sciences, hence the word physics.
What about the metaphysical?
No, we live in the real world.
Like someone explain quantum mechanics to me.
No, we live in the real world.
Hi.
Look, she just explained it to you.
Pop. If anybody knows about that,
It's
chipmunk.
dolphins.
I hate dolphins.
You hate them, but did you see that they just recently? I don't know if it was like an official announcement or if they're still waiting. I don't know. But the article was that study finds that dolphins intelligence is like second to humans and compared to all other species. I was like, that makes sense.
I don't want the dolphins to take over.
Dolphins, real smart.
And real creepy.
Real creepy. They're not creepy.
Dolphins literally rape people.
Yeah, that's not creepy.
That is creepy.
It's not creepy.
And they rape each other.
Yeah, it's still
And
not,
if there's no
it's not-
female dolphins, all the male dolphins will circle the smallest male dolphin and beat them up and then rape them too. Like, dolphins are one of the most horrible creatures I can imagine.
Have you read about all the other creatures? Like raping and beating the other species up?
Mostly just humans.
No. Have you put in the time to look at all the other species that beat each other up and kill each other for food?
I don't want to.
Right. You only know about dolphins, and it skews your perspective of the rest of the world, thinking that dolphins are the most cruel thing ever.
But I think most other creatures aren't doing that to humans.
Most humans don't want to swim with fucking jellyfish because they hurt. Or whatever. Like everyone looks at dolphins and go, "That's cute." They're not. They're animals, and you should leave them alone.
Yeah, like I don't.
Like most animals.
But even like people do those like dolphin photo ops, you know, like on family trips and shit at those terrible
Look, unless
parks.
they're in the water and I'm standing next to them outside the water, and I take a picture and then I give them a little fish and I leave, I don't care about dolphins.
Yeah, I don't want to swim with them.
No, why would you?
I'd swim with the manatee
Why?
because they're nice.
How do you know?
I did a project about manatees in the 3rd, 4th grade.
In the 3rd, 4th grade,
I
you
can't
went there
remember if it was
3
3rd
times.
or 4th. I think it was the 4th grade.
She was in 4th grade.
But you had to
3
pick an
times.
animal and write a story about it using like real facts, and I chose the manatee.
Which facts did you look up?
I don't remember a ton of them, but like they're endangered, but they're gentle. They're a protected species in Florida and most places. But like they'll hang out with humans. And like to eat fish and stuff. I think they like
They
fresh
like
water.
to eat fish. That's good. Be kind of hard for them to eat birds.
But I wrote a story about a manatee getting kicked out of his manatee home and exploring the ocean.
What?
Yeah, like you had to write a story but using facts. So I wrote a story about a manatee getting kicked out and having to explore the ocean so that I could talk about like what he ate and where he stayed and stuff like that.
Good.
That was also the same class I wrote about the killer bunny in.
What are these
My teacher like
classes?
had to talk to my parents because she was so concerned after I wrote that. And then she gave me a bunch of ghost stories to read. So I was like, I guess she made sure I was okay at home. And then she was like, this kid is just a little weird. Here's some ghost stories. I don't know. Did your school do that? That was one of my favorite things about my elementary school. Like every teacher would have like their own bookshelf filled with like books age appropriate for the grade they taught. And my fourth grade teacher had a lot of ghost stories. What are you looking at?
All the species that are violent, like dolphins.
Oh my God. What'd you find?
Almost every primate,
Yeah.
wolves, dolphins. Why is dolphins listed in this list? Didn't I ask for things that are
I'd choose the bear.
Other species that have been known to have
Oh.
violence. Some of these are obvious, like cheetahs, lions. Got it. And then we get into ground squirrels.
I mean, I used to hear them fighting each other at night.
Wild horses, gazelle, deer can be quite violent.
Deer can be quite violent. Is that exactly what it says?
Yeah. And then
Can
the next article underneath it is why we absolutely hate dolphins.
Yeah. See, I'm a part of the dolphin hater club. Oh my God, I could make that in The Sims. So in The Sims, if you have like a certain pack, you can make like clubs and groups, you know?
Yeah.
So like you could make a holiday as well. So you could make the dolphin hater club and then celebrate a dolphin hating holiday where you go to the beach. I'm gonna do that next time I play the game. I might sneeze here in a minute, so.
Thank you for the warning. I'll make sure to bless you here in a minute.
I just meant like I didn't know if I was gonna need you to take over the story or not.
For what? 2 seconds? What do you Hachoo. All right, we're done now. Like what?
Oh my God. Okay, so Jordan and I saw Alien Romulus.
And that's where we gotta cap it for the week. That's gonna do it for us.
No spoilers. But it's really good. You guys should watch it if you're able to. I want to go see it again so badly.
Yeah, if you're not able to, like if you're blind, just have someone describe it to you. Or listen and just see if the music holds up. And let me know.
Well, I'm sure blind people listen to movies.
I think horror movies would be the least friendly blind people movies. Because
Do you think they have like their own separate like movies
Like, you'd
that
just
maybe
be-
describe actions instead?
describe actions.
Yeah, because you know,
Yeah, they're books.
like there's like alt text for photos, right? So that like if you're a blind person on scrolling social media, for example, using like your assisted devices, like the alt text will tell you like what the photo is. Maybe they have that for like movies too, where it's like describing what's happening.
I think they do. I think it's called books.
Audiobooks.
Or just books.
Audiobooks.
Or just books. They make books in Braille.
Yeah. How hard is it to learn Braille, do you think?
At least a little bit.
Do you think like you pick it up really quickly?
You would because you can see, but
No, I mean like if you're blind, like how long do you think it takes to pick up Braille?
Same amount of time it takes somebody to learn the alphabet, I would assume.
I need to look it up.
How long does it take blind people to learn Braille? Is that what you're gonna look up?
Yes. If an individual wishes to learn grade 1 Braille only, they may be able to learn it in a few short months. If you want to fluently read and write, it will take over 1 year to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says, yeah, if you're learning as an adult, it's going to be a lot more difficult.
But again, I think being able to see it would make it easier to look at and be like, ah, yes. Being able to read it without seeing, I feel like is the difficult part. But if you can look at it and go, ah, okay, and feel it while you're looking at it, and while you're like, oh, there's a letter A, and then a couple bumps, and you can feel it. You're Okay, that makes sense.
Have you ever like been asked one of those would you rather's, like would you rather be blind or deaf?
Have I been asked it?
Yeah, like if you had to pick, would you rather be blind or deaf?
Oh, deaf.
Why?
Because you can get hearing aids and they can fix it.
Well, not everybody can get hearing aids though. Like not everybody's ears can be fixed. Like if you
It's
if you are
unfixable, still
guaranteed
deaf.
you will never be able to hear anything again, like why would you pick that?
Deaf?
Mhm.
Because I can get away with turning towards things and watching people sign stuff.
Mhm.
But not being able to see is really kind of the big thing.
I mean, I'm sure you get used to it either way.
You would have to. Either that or you'd have to crawl your way over the nearest gun. But, it's.
And that's how Daredevil came about. I would agree though, but that's only because I like to read and play video games and stuff. Like I can imagine sound, like especially if you go deaf as an adult. Like you can
As an
imagine
adult,
sound.
yeah, you can imagine what it's going to sound like.
Or like,
I
you
think
learn to feel the
you being
vibrations and
deaf would
things.
be terrible, though.
I mean, I'm already halfway there.
No, just because you already are terrible at volume control. So you not being able to hear yourself, oh, even worse. You would come home and I'd sign something like, "What's for dinner?" And you would just respond, "Pot dog!" And I'd be like, "Oh, fuck, all right, my bad. It's an exciting pasta we got going on.
I
That's
try
cool."
to not be too loud, and then I'm way too quiet, and then I try to speak at a normal volume, and you tell me I'm yelling, and I'm like, it's never good.
Yeah. Hey, but if you're deaf, you can still watch anime.
Yes.
And I'll just hold up a cue card especially for One Piece. They only have like 6 songs, so I'll just be like, song 1,
Be like,
song 3.
title song. Imagine Luffy narrating the title card.
See, they picked their sides.
Sweet Girl was sleeping in the little bed in between our desks yesterday. Ugh, I gotta do schoolwork after work tomorrow.
Yes, I should really do my schoolwork as well. I haven't done that in like a month and a half.
Yeah, weren't you like learning to code or some shit?
I was taking some of the free online Harvard classes, but I just got so busy with the move and everything that I wasn't home for like 4 weeks in a row. And then those last 2 have just been cleaning and unpacking things. So,
Well, if you're home when I'm doing homework, we could do homework together. Because I got a lot of reading
my
to do this week.
problem with it is mainly the structure of how the courses are, because it's broken down by weeks, and there's 3 sections for each week. The first section is a 2-hour lecture. The second section is the individual reading and working problems, and then the third section is a project slash like cumulative homework for the
Mhm.
week to turn in at the end of the week, which is fine. But that means that I have to sit down with strictly like at least 2 hours for the first part, which I'm like, yeah, let me just find 2 hours after work someday that I feel like being lectured. And then
And you
at
can't like
some
break it up
point,
and like watch it in
I mean, I
segments.
can pause it and then come back to it later, but it's literally just one continuous lecture that builds off itself. So
Great.
it's hard to find a
Well,
stopping
have
point.
you like looked into those video games that teach you how to code?
No.
I think they're geared towards kids, but I don't see why it wouldn't work for an adult either.
I don't know.
But yeah, they have a bunch of different video games where it's like you make a rocket shoot off by learning to code, and they have ones for different languages, of course, because for a lot of younger kids now are learning to code like very
Oh,
early
yeah.
on. So they have a lot more like user friendly ways to learn how to code, kind of like that video game where I said you could learn languages. So maybe we should look into that because that might be cool.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at
And then we can make our own video game. Whoop, whoop.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
Because it's like I have all these great ideas for games, but I don't know how to code. And it's like everything these days is like very Stardew Valley, but you can only be a farmer,
You don't have to be a farmer. I mean, that just gives you a place to start with.
Yeah, but I mean,
decent
like
money.
like to start with money and all that sort of stuff. But you can't like you can't be just a blacksmith and like run a blacksmithing shop or something. I think it'd be cool if we made a game where it's like you can pick from a bunch of different starting jobs and build off of that. And like if you had friends join, then like, oh, you can pick that you're gonna be a baker or you're gonna pick you're gonna be like this. I think Sunhaven has that a little bit, but it still focuses heavily on the farming. But you can pick a skill at the beginning of the game, and then
Oh
it'll
yeah,
give you
like
like the
your
oven or whatever.
area of focus and whatnot. You're like,
Yeah.
cool, and then you're still in the same plot.
Yeah, but like I think something where it's like it changes where you start, like where you're living. Like if you pick that you want to be a fisherman or whatever, like all you get is a little lake area and like things you need to fish.
Are
But
you gonna
like
throw in all like the random like essentials? You know how the whole game is you're a farmer and then randomly you walk into a building that you've never seen before that's only there for like one day out of the whole cycle. And suddenly you're in a driving level. And you're like, what the fuck was this?
oh
Where
my
is
god,
this
I
at?
hate that
And it's
shit.
just like, why am I driving all of a sudden? This is so weird.
And I feel like a lot of games, especially in like the mid 2000, like 2010 to 2015 range, there'd just be a random driving section in every fucking game.
I would love to have it where, say, you know how Stardew Valley you have the fishing and mining and all these different
Hmm.
tasks, and every one of them you just like hold down buttons and stuff. I think I would put in a QTE randomly. Like it would just randomly pop up. Sometimes when you hit the rock with the pickaxe, you got to hit Q and E at the same time to actually hit that. And then for 30 more cycles, never pops up again.
You're a demon.
And then like fishing, they're just like, oh, do you want to throw it? And you don't hit the QTE event, and then you throw it backwards, and it's like, sorry, your line's tangled. You can't fish anymore today. You missed the QTE.
Oh my
And
god. You'd be like, go try breaking a rock,
Go
idiot.
try breaking a rock. But it would never be this. It's just always random. Just, yeah. What are you farming? And you're like, yes, this is the prized potato. I must pull it up perfectly on this day.
Oh god.
And you try and pull it up, and then all of a sudden it's like, quick, spam the space bar, and you don't spam it fast enough. It's like you ruined the potato. It's been in the ground for too long. It's rotten now.
Could you imagine you spend like 4 weeks trying to grow a potato and you get that fucking prompt? I would literally stop playing a game over something like that. Like I think a lot of people would be like, I want a fucking refund. This game ruined my life.
That's fine. I would accept that. Those are the quitters. We don't want them anyway.
I mean,
But
I think everybody's money is good money.
random QTE events that are never consistent, a random driving level that only appears once.
If you pass
And
it,
then
you get unlimited coins.
And then at the very end of the game, it's like, would you like to play New Game Plus? You're like, what is that? And be like, twice as many QTEs. What?
You can play
Why would I
Jordan's
wanna play
version
that?
or Ripley's version.
Why would I
Jordan's
wanna
version
play
has
that?
random QTEs for no fucking reason.
That's not true. If you get it right, maybe you get 2 rocks instead of 1. Or
Oh,
you
boy.
can get double the potatoes, or you get an extra long cast that's guaranteed to get a fish instead of some trash. I think it'd be worth it. I think the random chance that you get a QTE and then it benefits you would be worth throwing
Okay,
it
that
in.
would be like that should be like a skill you can choose though. Like like
No,
you
it's in
never
the
played
game.
Fallout New Vegas, but in Fallout New Vegas there was a starter perk you could get called Wacky Wild Wasteland, and if you keep it on like through the whole game, like you find a bunch of fun random wild things, and it most of the time doesn't affect anything, but like you can
No,
see.
see, but that has no negative impact. I want it so where you have to do it because it's random, and if you miss it, you are punished.
Yes, I think like that should be like an optional thing you can click
No,
on.
it's
Like
in the game now. I'll make it so.
I'll make my own game.
I'll make it happen.
I'll make it my own game.
Like, what was that? And like, what was what? It said Q. Did you hit Q? No.
Oh
Well,
my
that's
God,
why your
though.
pickaxe broke.
What a cool concept though. Like like Pokemon Sun and Moon. It could be like Ripley's version, Jordan's version.
Yeah.
See which one sells better.
Uh-huh. I don't have cooler effects though. I would rather play it, and then you have to be paying attention because like fishing and mining and doing things like that in Stardew Valley, you don't even have to pay attention most of the time. You just wait for a little boop boop, and then you hit a button and it's done.
Yeah, they're supposed to be relaxing.
I don't need it to be relaxing.
That's what most
Every
people play
part
games
of
like
it,
that for.
every part of it is relaxing, except for every once in a while where it goes dun dun dun, and then there's a Q, and you have to hit Q or you lose a pickaxe.
Mm.
Just saying.
That would make me rage quit.
All right, what if you hit Q, right, and you missed it, and then you still get the rock, okay? But then the game's difficulty just increases slightly.
No, God. Why are you
missed
evil?
it. It's not. That's punishment for failing the QTE.
You're not supposed to be punished for a game.
Okay, it's corrective actions based off of.
We're gonna put you on a performance improvement plan for the game. Every time you miss a QTE, you just get an angry face.
And then there's gonna be one secret achievement at the very end that just says went through the whole game without missing a QTE.
And it said hidden achievement.
Yeah. And at the very end, you're like, son of a gun, I got to do the whole thing over again. But that could be good. Maybe you go through the whole game and you only get 1 or 2 QTs. Maybe you go through it and you're unlucky and the RNG gods say you have 100. That sucks.
How do you determine the chance on something like that?
It's random. You can build in random generators. You just got to determine the randomness you want. Do you want it like every 1 in 100 tries? It'll randomly, out of 100, pick one that has to be like, bam, you get a QTE. Or it depends on how much stuff you're doing, right? Because like every level of the mines in Stardew Valley, you're swinging the pickaxe 1,000 times. So you'd have 10 QTE events if that was the case. But if you put it to like 1 in 10,000, you'd maybe get 1.
Or it's like every 10 items or 10 actions, there will be a random number generated, and depending on the number that's generated, you get a QTE or not. It's like a % chance that you'll get a QTE once it's randomly generated every 10 levels.
That's random, yes. That's what I just said.
Okay.
You pick 1 out of like 10,000, and then the player goes through, and the first 10,000 only swings of a pickaxe, only one of them gets a QTE. Or
well, that wouldn't be the worst.
I don't. Nobody understands my genius.
You made it sound much more terrible.
No, when it happens, because you won't be expecting it, it'll be a random QTE that just pops up because you're not used to it. And you're like, oh, shoot. And then you got to hit Q. And if you don't hit Q, your pickaxe breaks.
It sounds like the first time I played Stardew Valley and nobody told me you pass out if you don't go to bed.
Probably. It's the same thing. You got punished for it. You lost some items. You had to wake up in a hospital. And you're like, 2 a.m. Who fucking goes to bed?
I'm still mad about it.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing, except all you got to do is hit Q. Or whatever the QTE would be.
I want a game where you can stay out all night if you want, but if you don't go to bed, you get like -1 to perception or some shit like that.
No, I think your overall health goes down. Your max health level.
How about like your energy level?
No, max health.
Why health?
Because health is affected by how much sleep you get.
But what if you start sleeping regularly?
Well,
you get the health back up?
Sure, if you go like 7 days in a row, you can get a health point back.
That's crazy.
Why? You think you're just gonna magically catch up on sleep the next day?
Okay, nobody's playing video games because they want us to be realistic. They're trying to live a good life that they can't get in real life.
So?
Like, that's why I play Skyrim, so I can dream of home.
Why are you attached to all the positive aspects of the game and none of the negative ones? Like, I don't want to be punished for this. Well, you got punished for that. Oh, right, that is in the game. And you still love the game, don't you?
Mostly, yeah.
Exactly. Quiet. Negative aspects have to be in the game, otherwise there's no challenge.
Well,
yes,
whatever.
I'm aware. I like it. By the way, why is this the one part of your life where you're like, you know what? I'm going to be optimistic. Fuck you. No negative. The one part of your life is like, no, everything's perfect in video game land. No one can tell me otherwise.
You can't ruin the place I go to disassociate.
I can very easily.
Don't.
Watch, your mods don't work. Ooh.
Hey, I had to uninstall all my mods.
See?
I need you to reinstall the Minecraft ones.
The Minecraft one? Oh, yeah, that's easy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was super fun resetting everything. But I've been streaming again, so that's cool.
Yes.
I thought it was so funny. I was playing Resident Evil 5. I don't know if you heard me talk to that person. Apparently, the microphone is automatically on in Resident Evil 5.
Yes.
So the other day, I was talking hella shit about the person playing with me.
I didn't realize they could
Because they were being so fucking rude. They had unlimited ammo and they joined my game. And then they were just like rushing through everything. And they
They have unlimited ammo.
And they had, because you can get it if you like beat the game and do certain things.
Oh.
But then they kept there's in-game commands, so if you don't have a mic, you can just go like, "Come on."
Oh yeah, you can signal.
So that person was spamming that shit, and I was streaming, and I was like, "God, why is this person be so fucking annoying? Like, I'm doing the best I can right now, you know?" And like it's shit like that. And then
talking shit to him.
so this guy joined my game yesterday, and I was like, "Wait, can you hear me?" He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh my god, that is so embarrassing." And then he ended up playing with me for a while and like helping me get emblems and stuff. But I think he was just so excited there was somebody online to play with because it's pretty hit or miss if people are playing it or not.
No, it's always like that with old games.
Yeah, it's the next one up to be remastered. It just feels so weird that I'm old enough that a game I've played at launch is getting a remaster. Skyrim doesn't count because Todd Howard will not let that shit go. You know, they're like, you can get the Elder Scrolls 6 over my cold dead body. But it was fun. I gotta beat everything, and then I got to play the game you gave me, Edith Finch.
You already played it?
No, I need to.
Oh, so those two got tos were two different tenses then, huh?
I gotta play the game you gave me still. Is that better for you?
No. You said I got to play the old game.
No, I mean like I still need to.
Right, but you said it as I got to play the game.
No, I mean like I gotta do it.
No. Listen to the whole story. Stop interrupting. You were referring to Resident Evil. You said I got to play Resident Evil.
Oh.
Saying that you've already played it. And then you said I got to play the game you gave me. In the same, right next to each other. See how they're both the past tense of, oh, you already played it. And you're like, no, I got to. Okay. You should say like, I got to play Resident Evil with someone. It was fun. I still need to, or I still have to, or I want to play.
I'm so much better at writing
the
than
other
I am
game.
at speaking.
Oh, terrible.
Unless somebody writes me a script, I'm like...
We scripted this. You wrote it, by the way, so you should really...
Yes, we totally script our episodes.
The audience already knows, all right? Get back to the script. It's fine. It's fine.
So, anything else fun happened this week for you?
I guess that here.
Ow, that hurt.
Don't hit me.
Spousal abuse. Jordan just smacked the fuck out of me.
That's not true. Would it be better the other way around?
No.
Why not?
No more smacking.
No, you just flip them.
Why?
Huh?
Don't you dare. Don't hit me again.
No, you flip them around.
That's just going to bruise.
It won't.
Well, this has been an episode of Mindless Prattle. If you liked the gem pool bees and our manatees, give us a like, follow us, subscribe. Why are you making that face?
Oh, man. If anybody could just send her a message saying she made you cringe, too, that'd be cool.
Listen, embrace the cringe. It's okay to be and have fun. So that's it for this week. Please like us.
Wow.
All right. Bye.
If you see a colony of bees out in the wild,
don't fuck them.
And also that.
And you know somebody's probably tried.
And you would like some bees for yourself. Don't worry. They don't cost money. They're all freebies.
You saw that in a Reddit post.
I did not.
You saw it online.
I saw a box of bees and it said free. And someone was like, ha 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 ha, freebies.
Freebies. Free the
Do
bees.
the outro. We got to get out of here.
All right. We're done with Mindless Prattle.
And that's Mindless Prattle. We're done.
Okay.
Now.
Goodbye.
We have to go.
We got to go.
I'm going to use the first ending. Yeah.
Bye.
Oh, no. Now there's 3 endings. Great.
Your ending.